Hi there, I'm Dmitry, and I'm the founder and the lead developer of the OpenMic. If you're watching this video, that probably means that you just received an invitation to join our private Slack community. And in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit more about Slack. I'm going to explain what kind of app that is, and I'm going to show you the functionality of this cool app. Slack is a messaging app for Teams. It has been originally developed for team communication, and a lot of companies use it internally to keep everyone on the team on the same page. But recently, I've seen a few pretty good examples of people using Slack for community building, and I figured, why not try it? I mean, no one has tried it before, and you know me, I love trying new things. I mean, I have built the OpenMic, the first blogging community for translators, and I figured, why not give Slack a try? I think it's a very interesting platform. It's very engaging. It's highly focused on conversation as opposed to other social networks like Facebook and Twitter uh, uh, that have too many things going on at the same time, too many distractions, advertisements and stuff like that. As opposed to that, Slack is very stripped down version of uh, community that is focused on having actual conversation and connecting with people and networking. And I think Slack is pretty great for that. And I hope you give it a try. Uh, I don't know about you, but I love trying new apps. I love trying new things. I love learning new things. And I tried a whole bunch of different apps over the years. And this year, Slack has probably been one of the most uh, exciting apps I have ever tried, and I already using it in my work. I use Slack to communicate with my clients. I use Slack to communicate with translators that I work with. Sometimes I use Slack to even outsource work to other translators and connect with my colleagues within my field of expertise. So I think you're gonna love Slack. So if you received this invitation to join our Slack community, you'll probably found a link that leads to a page that looks like this. This is a page where you can fill out a few things about yourself and join our Slack channel. You just have to type your email address here, enter your full name, and tell us a little bit about yourself. That way we know that you're who you are, and it will be easier to connect with you in Slack. Once you've done that, just click join and you will get an email notification from Slack that invites you to join our team. And this is what it looks like. So you should receive an email that looks like this. Bot at stacktodo.com invited you to join the OpenMic family on Slack. All you have to do is just click join team. And this opens a sign up page. Most of the time, if you're not already on Slack, Slack will ask you to create a free account. And it's very easy. Just type your name, for example, I don't know, Dmitry Test. You can type your username. Usernames must be all lowercase with no spaces. They can only contain letters, numbers, periods, hyphens, and underscores. So I can say my name is Dmitry Test. I don't want any additional emails from Slack. Just click next. You can set up your password. If you forget your password, Slack can always restore your password or send you a magic link that will log you into Slack. It's very easy, so don't worry if you forget your password. You can always restore it. So click next. You can review the terms of service that Slack offers. Click I agree. And there you are. You just signed up for a Slack account and you also joined our private Slack community of the OpenMic. I really recommend you go through this tutorial here because it's very handy and it will bring you up to speed. I can do it with you. Let's explore Slack. So, like I said, Slack is a messaging app for Teams, and They have this very nice little chatbot that helps you figure out how Slack works. You can type something and he will answer your questions or send you some tips. So if I type something, the Slack will automatically start a tutorial, although it takes a little bit of time for him to figure it out because it's just a bot and he doesn't always understand your commands. Okay, he said, pleasure to meet you. Let me show you how a couple of things about Slack. Okay, cool. These are your channels. Channels are chat rooms created by people in your Slack team. You've been added to some channels already. The channels can be public or private, and you can join any public channel in the OpenMic family. So the channels are kind of like subgroups that are have been created in this community. Channels are used to keep conversation on specific topic. For example, I have created channels where we could talk about business, where we could hang out and have a coffee break, or talk about anything basically, where we can have fun, posting funny GIFs, memes, etc. A general channel for general questions, a help channel if you have any questions about Slack or you need any help with the open mic, etc. A channel for jobs, a knowledge temple where we can share interesting articles, tech, where we can discuss technology and different technology news and current developments and trends in the translation industry, and the open mic, where I normally post something about the open mic, the current status of the development, etc. So we got it. There are cool things about Slack. You can send direct messages. So everyone who has joined the open mic family on Slack kind of have a private messages section, and you can actually see all the members of our Slack community. Right now, there are not so many people. It's just me, a couple of chatbots, test account, and Yelena. But the more people join our family, the more it will grow, and you'll be able to have conversation either in channels with everyone, or you can send direct messages to people if you want to have a one-on-one private conversation with someone in our community. You can also invite other people, but right now the invitations are closed to other people. So I only promoted within our community to first of all the donors of our community, people who are donated to during our crowdfunding campaign, and the most engaged users on the open mic, like people who write articles, who leave comments on the articles, and actively promote our community on social media. All right, so this is it. You can already start using this software, but I would really recommend you try downloading a desktop version because desktop version is much better. It helps you keep track of all the notifications easily. It's also very engaging. I use desktop application myself. You can download it by clicking on this sign here, and you can click download Slack app, and you can get Slack for Windows, or you can download it from for your mobile device. If you are using a Mac or Linux, you can also find version for that. This is the best thing about Slack. They support a variety of platforms, and you can basically use any kind of platform you want. Of course, you can always use the browser version, but browser version is a bit limited. Notifications are not very convenient, so I highly recommend you install a desktop version and keep it open in case you don't want to miss interesting conversation. Let me show you how the desktop version works. So this is my desktop version. I'm just logged in my account, and as you can see, I just saw Dmitry test account has joined the conversation. I can start talking with Dmitry. I can say, "Hey, Dmitry." How are you? So, and this is the cool thing about Slack. It's very focused on conversation. It's very has a very clean design, as you can see. There are no ads. The design is focused on actually having conversation with people, and there are a variety of topics we could discuss in this Slack channel. Uh, we can talk about business, like I said. We can talk about jobs. We can talk about articles. Like for example, in this channel, I share interesting articles. For example, articles by Seth Godin. You could post any interesting article here, and we can discuss it. Or we can talk about different translation technology and CAT tools, adaptive machine translation, and whatnot. So there are a variety of ways to have conversations in Slack, and Slack is very engaging and fun. The only problem is that sometimes it might get quite too engaging and you could receive too many messages. So in order to manage your notifications properly, I recommend going to File, Preferences, Notifications, and check your notification settings. By default, Slack gonna send you notifications for all activity, which is great if you like engaging in conversations with your colleagues. I have it enabled for all activity. It's a ton of fun. But if you are not interested in everything, you can switch to direct messages and highlight words only. And if you switch to that, you will only receive a notification when somebody messages you directly or when somebody mentions a highlight word. Highlight word, you can add them right here. Highlight words basically mean words that are of interest to you. For example, let's say you are interested in translation rates. You can type translation rates here. And next time somebody in any of the channels mentions translation rates, you will receive a notification and you will be able to jump into this conversation directly and see what people are talking about. You can add as many words as you like. You can add marketing, business, agencies, Russian, anything. It's very convenient if you want to be focused on the specific conversations in these channels. You can also set up your do not disturb time and disable notification in the specific time period. For example, when you go to bed and you don't want to be notified about anything what's going on. But I also recommend using a very neat feature that Slack offers. It could be found by going to Advanced here and putting a check mark in front of this turn on all unreads. And what it does, it collects all the messages you've missed in one handy place. And it's pretty awesome because, for example, you go to bed and something is happening in this community. People are having conversations, people are having interesting discussions. Instead of just going over all, jumping from one channel to another channel, you can simply collect all the messages that you've missed in one place. This includes messages that were sent to you directly, like private messages, or messages in the channels that you're following. For example, it adds this additional menu item here, and every time when you open Slack, you'll see this highlighted, and you'll be able to open it and just watch all the messages that you missed. Okay, right now I don't have any, I don't have any messages, so I'm all red. Here's my tractor. So Slack is very user-friendly. Slack is very fun, and this is why I love it. And I want you to give it a try. Like I said, I use Slack in a variety of ways. For example, I have a Slack team for one of my clients, a video game localization company. They use Slack to manage their projects, and it's pretty awesome. I also thinking of using Slack to manage my own projects and growing my own team of translators. And the best thing about Slack, it's free. So anyone can join it. Anyone could create a community like I've just created. You can join other communities that have been created. For example, I have a community. I have joined a community of my friend who is working in the field of digital strategy and web design, and I can easily switch between teams simply by going here. So we have conversations here about all kinds of topics, and we can use GIFs and all this stuff. So it's pretty cool. You can meet new people. You can have interesting conversations, and you can chat with your colleagues. And I hope you're really gonna enjoy uh, this neat little app. Just sign up for an account on Slack. Just simply from this page, accept the invitation and join us. And once you download the desktop application and launch it on your PC, it will just gonna sit there and notify you about any new mentions or any interesting conversations. And you, of course, you can manage your notification settings by going to File, Preferences, and changing the notifications. Or you can actually snooze it, for example, but just by going here. You can snooze it for 20 minutes, 1 hour, 24 hours, or you can set up do not disturb schedule. So, for example, if you're working on a project and you don't want to be distracted by conversations that are happening in Slack, you can always snooze it and focus on your work, because your work is more important than having fun conversation with your colleagues. I mean, everyone enjoys fun conversations, but work is more important. So if it gets too distracting, just snooze it for as many hours as you want and get back to your work and return when you have some free time for conversations and interactions. Uh, if you have any questions about Slack, you can always send me an email. I'm really looking forward. I hope you will give it a try, and we'll continue this conversation in Slack, because Slack is pretty awesome, and I really want you to give it a try. Thank you so much for watching this video, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye bye.